Yo, what's up? Ain't Got It Yet podcast, episode 92. I'm your host, Michael Flix, back for another week. I was about to say conversation like I normally do, but obviously, it's just me. It's just me today. I appreciate y'all joining me, though, man. I appreciate y'all, everybody that's been supporting the show, continuing to support the show. I know I say that a lot, but that's because I mean it. I appreciate all the support I get. Everybody asking me about the show, asking me about co-hosts and all of that. I appreciate y'all, man. But for now, to answer those questions, a few people that asked. Still no co-host, and like I said, I'm not looking. When I stumble upon some co-hosts, then that's when I have some co-hosts. I'm gonna continue to have friends on, like I had Karen last week. Shout out to Karen. Appreciate you coming out last week. But yeah, that's the update. I feel like I've given plenty of updates on that, and people will continue to ask, which is fine. That means people care, and people are curious, and I'll continue to ask the questions if y'all keep asking them. It's fine. I get it. But those are the answers. 4th of July just passed. Actually, the last episode came out on the 4th of July. I had a really good time, man. One of my childhood friends, a friend of mine that I've had since the 7th grade, my guy Jesse. He and my sis, his wife, my sister, his wife Tyne, they live up in Arizona. So me and my younger brother and my two sons, we drove up to Arizona to go be with them for the 4th of July. It was really dope. Got a really nice Airbnb. A nice big pool in the backyard for the kids. It was blazing out there, so we was either sitting in the shade, like watching the kids, or we was in the pool. Other than that, we was in the house enjoying the barbecue. My guy Jesse is amazing on the grill. So we hooked up some ribs. We had good food all weekend. It was good to be around friends and family. It was just a good weekend, man. My last time going to Arizona was actually to see Jesse, and was fresh off divorce. Was out there kind of just to go see my people, but also just kind of get away from the city, blow off some steam, clear my head. And I'm not gonna lie, I had some thoughts about like maybe I could move to Arizona. Maybe I could actually live in Arizona, but I can't. It was a thought, and it kind of felt good and sounded good at the time. And actually, I kind of put those thoughts in the front of my brain going out there, because I was like, why not just stay open-minded to things? You know what I mean? Like I don't have all the freedom in the world, but I do have that freedom to, I can move if I want to. So I'm like, let me keep my options open. No way I could live in Arizona, man. No way I could live in Arizona. For number one, it's too hot. It's too hot and too dry. And then for number two, like because it's so hot and dry, everything else out there just looks ashy. Like the buildings, the street, the trees, like being somebody who's born and raised in Southern California and has never lived anywhere outside of Southern California, I'm used to, number one, moisture in the air. But for number two, just like the greens and the plants and the just things to like be vibrant and have full color. Like out there, like I said, everything is just so washed out and ashy. It was low key a little depressing. Low key a little depressing. I mean, no disrespect for all the people that's born and raised in Phoenix. I mean, no disrespect. This is just a SoCal guy who got to visit there a few times, and this is just his perception and his feelings of being in there. But yeah, there's no way I could live there, man. There's no way I could live there. No way I could live there. But I did have an amazing time in Arizona, and I'm looking forward to going back. Like I said, I haven't been many times. A couple times to visit Jesse now. I had a family reunion there. When I worked for the San Diego Kings, which was the ABA team here in San Diego, they had a few games up there, so I would travel with the team and go up to Arizona for the games. And actually, you know what? I want to say I've been to Arizona a good 5 or 6 times, and I've never like gone out and explored the city like that. Like even for our family reunion, we went to actually it's this dope spot in Arizona called Lolo's. We went to Lolo's, which is basically like their Roscoe's. Like if you're from SoCal, you know about Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in LA. I believe it's called Lolo's Chicken and Waffles, and it's essentially, I don't know if they feel that way, but this is how I felt. It's their Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and it was fire. Yeah, but other than going to Lolo's, I've never experienced or like had a chance to really explore Arizona like that. So maybe that's what I'm missing. I'm not saying that will make me want to live there, but I'm saying the next time I go back, or the next couple of times I go back, I do want to like hit a mall, or like maybe go out and go to a bar, just like do something outside in the city. You know what I mean? That's something I haven't had a chance to do. And I haven't really been many places. Honestly, like as an adult, I went a few places as a kid, but you have a certain experience places as a kid and a different experience as an adult. So I haven't been to many places as an adult. But the few places that I have gone, I have had the opportunity to kind of explore and get out and see the city a little bit. Arizona is one of the places I haven't had an opportunity to do that. So I am looking forward to doing that, man. I thought, like, I brought, as when you travel, like, I knew we was going to be in the Airbnb the whole weekend. I knew we was going to be in the house. But, I brought a couple outfits just in case, like, we went out and got dinner or, like, we went and saw a movie or something. So I brought a few outfits. I was ready. But it's that, it never turned into that, which is fine. Like, we wasn't out there for that. We was there to, see our people and enjoy the 4th of July, and that's exactly what we did. Matter of fact, that takes me right into a topic I wanted to talk about. When I said I wanted to go see a movie, right? So we were out there, and I'm a big movie buff. I talk about movies on this podcast all the time. Like, I absolutely love movies. We were talking about Sinners when we were out there. We're talking about the movie Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. Written and directed by Ryan Coogler. And kind of what I shared on the podcast before, I was talking about how, there's been somewhat of a stigma on Michael B. Jordan that he doesn't really do much acting. He's just a handsome guy in the movies, which I guess in a handful of his movies is true, but definitely not Fruitvale Station. Definitely not, I keep forgetting the name of the movie, but the one with Jamie Foxx, where he was Jamie Foxx's lawyer trying to get him out of prison. He did his thing in those movies. I think Sinners is Michael B. Jordan's best performance. And I know I'm late. This isn't a new movie. But anyway. So we were talking about Sinners, and I was talking about how good of a job Michael B. Jordan did in that movie playing two roles. And then it brought us to the debate or the conversation of which acting job is harder to do. Carrying a movie all by yourself, like Tom Hanks did in Castaway or like Will Smith did in I Am Legend? Or is it more difficult to completely embody two different characters in the same movie that also have to play off of each other and speak to each other and shake hands and hug and do the whole thing? Now, I know they have body doubles and people to stand in, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like Michael B. Jordan's performance, you fully believed he was Smoke. You fully believe Smoke. You fully believe Stack. Like, you didn't feel like you was watching Michael B. Jordan. I fully believe that I felt like I was watching two twin brothers on screen. And that's not to say that Tom Hanks or Will Smith or anyone else that's carried the movie all by themselves can't do that. But we just haven't seen it. So it brought up the conversation of which one is more difficult to do. I think it's more difficult to carry two roles. Now, again, I'm not, I do think Michael B. Jordan is a good actor, but I don't know if he could carry a movie all by himself like I Am Legend or like Castaway. But you know what? I believe Tom Hanks could play twin brothers and both brothers be believable. Will Smith is a great actor too, but I'm not sure he could do that. I'm just not sure. And who am I, right? Who am I? I'm no movie critic. I feel like I should be as much movies as I watch and how critical I am of them. But anyway, that was the conversation we had. Y'all chime in. Let me know what y'all think, man. I think it's much more difficult to carry, because you have to, especially a role like that where like the characters like are really deep and really intricate, and the roles have been like very, very well thought out by Ryan Coogler. So, it isn't like it's like a and no disrespect, but say if white chicks, if they were twins and like Sean or Marlon had to play both roles, like they could have done that. You know what I mean? I guess like the makeups and the prosthetics and the changing the voice, and I guess all of that helps. I guess, but yeah, I think, and not that I ever did any like big time acting like that, but I did acting in elementary school. I went to performing arts school, and just thinking about like the little bit of acting that I've done in school and some of the acting that I've done as an adult, whether I've been in like people's short films or like, playing small roles in music videos, which I know is very different. I'm not comparing the acting that I've done to these Hollywood actors that make millions of dollars. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to think back to when I was like doing a lot of acting or doing acting at all, and how difficult it would have been to play two people in the same short film or music video or movie or whatever it is. I think if it was like a movie, I'm not saying I could have done what Tom Hanks did or what Will Smith did in their movies, but I think a movie where it's like it's written the right way and the premise of the story is dope, I think it would be easier to carry a role by yourself than it would be to play two completely different people, let alone twins. So yeah, I was looking forward to coming in here and having that conversation with someone, and maybe I still will. But yeah, that was just like, y'all know, whatever conversations I have in life, whatever I talk about, whatever I experience, I bring it right back here to the podcast. So that's all I'm doing here, man. So, but yeah, y'all chime in and let me know, man. Y'all chime in and let me know. Speaking of roles, speaking of roles, that's movie roles, but something that I guess something that I'm dealing with in my life, not I guess, something that I'm dealing with in my life had me thinking about this both on my ride up and on my way home from Arizona, which is accepting your role in people's lives, in your loved ones' lives, and also accepting your loved ones for exactly who they are, which at times can be difficult. I feel like I've done a pretty good job as I've gotten older of fully accepting my role in people's lives, which is still a challenge for me. I think the biggest thing for me is, and this is the first time I realized it was a tough pill to swallow. But then every time you realize it again about someone else, for me anyway, it is still a little bit painful and it does hurt a little bit. But that is accepting the fact that no matter how close you are to someone, they're always going to have someone that they're closer to. I've learned that the hard way quite a few times. And I'm actually learning it in real time about someone right now. And it's not fun. It's not fun because you think that, and it's not to say I don't believe that this, and I'm not going to say who I'm talking about, but the person that I'm talking about, it's not to say that I don't believe that they love me and care about me and value me in their life because I value them in my life. Just things recently have shown me that I'm not as important to your life as I thought I was. And that hurts. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you just want your people to be happy. And as long as they have the people and things in their life to I don't want to say solidify, but maintain their happiness, then that's all you can want for your loved ones. That's all you could ever hope for, is that your loved ones to be happy. But as far as where you fit into their happiness and what parts of their happiness they want you to take part of, that they invite you to, the parts of your life that the happy parts of your life, whether they care or not to enjoy that happiness with you when you're going through something, whether or not they check on you or not. And again, when these things happen, I don't hold it against the people. I don't, because everybody's human. Everyone's living their own life and everybody has their own relationships and people that they go to for certain things and for certain reasons, whether it be happy or sad. So I don't hold it against people. Everybody has to live their own life. I'm just saying to realize it in real time when you thought that you guys were maybe a little closer than that or a little better than that, or the relationship was a little more deep than that, or from your feeling, maybe more love was there than you thought. It's tough. It's tough for me. And I'm well documented on the show of talking about how sensitive I am. I do always want to clarify when I say that. I don't let my sensitivity and my emotions drive my decisions, but I do feel a lot of feelings and I don't run from them. I let myself feel whatever I'm feeling. I process it and then I think about why I felt that way and then I move from there. But yeah, realizing in real time that I don't want to give away too much. Realizing in real time that someone could celebrate a milestone, I'll say it like that. Someone can celebrate a milestone and not want to include you in that celebration when you thought y'all was real close, or I'll just leave it at that. Just a milestone. Just celebrate life or happiness or milestone, a big thing in their life, and not include them in it. Neither one of my brothers have ever been a part of this show. Neither. My younger brother used to help me behind the scenes with the cameras, but he hasn't done that for a while now. And I don't feel no ways about it. My brother got to live his life and make his own money. My older brother has never been on this show at all. I've invited him a few times, and it's no hard feelings. Like, he's a coach, he's married, he's living a busy life, he can't make it. And I don't always do the best job of giving people enough leeway and enough time to make it, like, to prepare for what I'm asking them to do. I got to get better at that. And I actually owe a few people apologies about that. But I'm speaking on my brothers to say, my brothers have never been a part of this show. When I get to episode 100, I'm doing a live show, and I'm throwing a party to celebrate. It's a big milestone. I feel like I know that my brothers would feel a way if I didn't invite them. Now, if they don't come, if they don't show up, if they're not able to make it because they got prior engagements or they're too busy or something came up last minute, if they are not able to make it, that's one thing. But for me to be their brother and to be celebrating a milestone and not invite and include them in it, I would assume that they would feel a way about it. Not every omission or lack of an invite means like there's no love there. Sometimes it's really, people are just moving fast and they forget to invite certain people to certain things, or, it could just be an oversight. It could potentially just, it could just be an oversight, or it could be out of sight, out of mind, which is also fair. But out of sight, out of mind is where the feelings could be hurt. On my end, anyway. Because, while again, if you tell me that you didn't, and this isn't about necessarily being invited to things. This is about being included in milestone celebrations in your loved one's life. So let me make that clear. Well, I guess it is about an invite, because if it's just like their birthday or their anniversary or something like that, like, you can call and reach out to them, which I do, and tell them happy anniversary, or happy birthday, or congratulations on whatever they got going. So I guess I am I'm speaking to not being included. That's what I'm speaking to, not being included. So yeah, the out of sight, out of mind, for me, is where sometimes some of the hurt feelings come from, because it's like, yeah, I do understand that out of sight, out of mind. Like, we haven't spoken for a while, and you inviting the people that you see regularly, that the first people that come to mind. But for me, when that happens, I'm hurt because I'm like, dang, yeah, we haven't spoken for a while, but I thought we were still locked in. I thought we were still as cool as we always been. So I didn't think that you would not invite me, whether it's on purpose or on accident. You know what I mean? Now, on purpose, like, I'm for sure gonna be in my feelings. On accident, I'm gonna still be in my feelings, but I can get over it. It's like, oh, okay, you forgot. But also for me, that is still that little thing in the back of my mind. Is like, well, I understand, I get it, but it's like, out of sight, out of mind. I guess that just hurts. And I can't say I'm not guilty of it. I can't say no, because nobody's perfect. I can't say I'm not guilty of it, but yeah, it's difficult, and that's something that I've been dealing with lately. I've been doing a good job of it. I mean, I should be. I'm 36, but I feel like I've been doing a good job of it. I've got my community. I've got my circle of friends. I got my loved ones, and it's not very big, which I'm actually kind of happy about. But, I've got my community, I got my circle of people, and I got my loved ones, and, that's what counts. That's what matters. You know what I mean? So, it does hurt. It does hurt, like, feeling like, you aren't welcome somewhere, or you weren't invited, or like, and then you start to think about, like, well, why then? Like, what did I do? Or like how come? Like, why didn't you think of me? Or like, or it could be, and I'm not saying this for me, I'm not saying this about me. Or sometimes it's like, well, who did you have there that you didn't want me there? Like, who did you invite to this milestone celebration that you want to celebrate with, that you don't want to celebrate with both of us there? Or you don't, like, it's just weird. And I get that everybody doesn't like to mix friends and, have all, mixing all their friends and have everybody under one roof. Like, it can get a little awkward, I guess. I don't think so, but I understand how people feel that way. But yeah, man, that's something I've been dealing with. I feel like I've been doing a good job dealing with it. And with that, I try my best, and again, nobody's perfect, but I try my best to not ever make people feel that way. Like, I end up, like, with stuff like that, I end up, like, over-inviting, or, like, overextending I already said inviting, but overextending the invitation, or telling too many people, or I don't want to say telling too many people, but just telling people that I guess don't have to be there. But I just look at it like, if I'm celebrating, if I'm doing something to, if I'm celebrating, I want all of my people there. All of them. If you're my people, whether I spoke to you yesterday or 6 months ago, I want you there. I want you there. Like my oldest son's godfather, my guy Dor, shout out Dor Tut. I ain't spoke to him. It's July. I probably haven't spoke to him in like 2-3 months. But he's at the top of the list of people that I'm inviting to the 100th show. So I mean, you know, I was about to say not to toot my own horn, but I guess it is toot my own horn a little bit. I'm pretty thoughtful though. Like I make it a point to be as thoughtful as I can. But anyway, I feel like I beat a dead horse. I can move on to something else on that one. My kids go to different schools. And I was talking to this girl about it, and she was like, oh, like does one of your kids live with you and one lives like with the other mom, or like what's the situation? Like, why do your kids go to different schools? Or no, she said, does one live with your mom and then one lives with you, or does one live like on this side of town and one lives like on the other side of town, like and then when she said on the other side of town, like with the other mom, or like what's the situation with that? And I was like, and I told her, I was like, no, both my kids live with me and both my kids have the same mom. And she was like, oh no, well I didn't mean it like that. Like I just, you know. And I was like, no, I didn't mean it like anything. I didn't mean it like anything either. You asked me some questions and I'm just answering them. Like I don't feel any way about what you asked me. I'm just answering your question. And in so many words, she asked me, like, do you think you're better than other people that have children by multiple people? Like, just because you have children by the same lady, do you think you're better than anybody because of that? No, I don't. That was my answer to her. Absolutely not. I don't think that. But I did say to her, women treat me like I am, though. I don't. I have friends that have, you know, children with multiple women, cousins, family. Like, we all do. I don't even need to preface that. So, like, we all know people and have loved ones that have children by multiple people. Of course we do. We accept that. We love everybody. Like, life happens. Like, I get it. Like, so no, I would never judge anybody because of that. But I was just answering her question. And then she turned around and asked me, like, do I think I'm better than people because of that? I'm like, no. But I did tell her, though, it's like when I'm outside and I meet women and I get to talking about, like, my kids, and so I'm like, oh, I got 2 kids. And, you know, more conversation happens and they find out that both my kids being 9 and 5 years old are by the same lady. And then finding out that I was married to that lady. Women do have a different reaction to that. Like I said, I have friends that have children by multiple women, and we talk about the responses that they get as opposed to the responses that I get. So no, I don't think I'm better than anyone for that reason. I do think I'm better than people. That's why we're talking about kids. I'm better than anyone that doesn't take care of their kids. I'll say that. I'm better than anyone that doesn't take care of their kids. Yes, I'm better than all those people. Those are the people I think I'm better than. But no, I don't think I'm better than anybody because both my kids are by the same lady. I'm proud of that. It was a purposeful and a conscious choice. Like, I purposely didn't have kids until I got married. And I purposely had both my kids with my wife with the same lady. Like, that was an intentional thing that I did. Was very intentional about that, both things. But no, I don't think I'm better than anybody because of that. That was something that another conversation that I wanted to have while I had a woman on the show, because I would like to ask women that, what do they, I could have been crazy. What do women think and feel about that? Like, how do women feel about the men that they approach that have children with the same lady, as opposed to the men that have children with multiple women? And again, I don't judge. I'm not, necessarily looking to, lock in with anybody right now. I got a lot I'm trying to do in my life. And not to say I can't do those things if I had a relationship, but I'm just saying a relationship isn't a focus right now. If it happens, if I find my person, that's wonderful, but I'm not looking for that. Dang, I forgot why I went into that. Yeah, I would like to ask the women that. I would like to have a woman on the show or even off the show and just have that conversation about how they feel about the men that have, children by one woman as opposed to the ones that don't. I'm gonna speak to this real quick and then I'm gonna leave it alone. All the Drake fans out there, how y'all feel about your boy getting fake abs, man? Like, and again, I know this isn't his first time doing it. This ain't his first time doing it. But fake abs, man, like, and hey, people can feel how they feel about this. But I feel like that's one of the things that Kendrick was talking about when he said not like us. And again, I don't want to keep, we shouldn't have to, I shouldn't, you know. But no, that's how I feel. I was about to say I shouldn't have to bring up Kendrick every time I bring up Drake. But no, that's how I feel. Like, not like, bro, hit the gym. Hit the gym, bro. Do some crunches. Do some sit-ups. Do some pull-ups. Like, go work on your core. Go hit the gym. You got all that money. You got all that big old gym in your house. Go hit the gym and get some abs, bro. And I don't want to hear I ain't got the time for that. Like, nigga, hit the gym, bro. Fake abs is just, that's embarrassing, bro. Like, if I was his homie, I'd be like, fam, what are you doing? And I would hope that if I would hope that if I was his homie, he would speak about it first before he went and did it. I would hope that he would speak about it first before he went and did it, because fake abs is absolutely crazy. Matter of fact, Kendrick did speak to that. He said something about, can you stomach that? Then tell your fans where you get your abs from or something like that. Like, I just don't understand. Like, maybe I'm not that vain, and maybe I don't have to be because I'm not a light-skinned rapping billionaire. I shouldn't have said that. But no, that's how I feel. That's going to be the name of this episode. That's how I feel. Title episode 92 is That's How I Feel. But no, that's how I feel, man. Like, I'm not a billionaire that has to be forward-facing all of the time. But also, to be forward-facing, you don't have to take your shirt off. As a matter of fact, I'm not a billionaire, but I am forward-facing. I'm on camera once a week. Like, and I do care about how I look. Everybody should, whether you're forward-facing or not. Like, everybody goes outside, you know? Like, everybody wants to look nice. I'm not saying that, but fake abs, I don't know if there's any fake anything I'd get. Yeah, I don't think I'd get fake anything. No, I'm capping. If I had the money, and we just spoke about it on the pod before, if I had the money, I would definitely get my hair back. Yeah. I ain't got nobody here to laugh at me this week. I would definitely get my hair back if I could. And especially, y'all don't see, because I don't ever take my hat off when I keep my hat covered when I don't have a chance. I keep my head covered, rather, when I don't have a chance to shave. But I grow the full Uncle Phil. I be looking like Carl Winslow out here. Uncle Phil and Carl Winslow, both of them. So I'm saying that to say it all fully still grows in on the sides and in the back. All you do is take something from the sides or from the back and put it in the front, and you just got to wait a little while like Tory Lanez and like Tiger did. I would absolutely get the fake hair. But you can't work for fake hair. Like, if I could work out, if I could like do push-ups or do something to get my hair to grow back, I would do it. That's to the point of the abs. Like, you could work on abs. You could just go work and get abs. Like, you ain't got to do all that, bro. And you ain't got to take your shirt off until you got the abs. Like, you don't have to take your shirt off until you got the six-pack. But yeah, I would definitely get the fake hair. And it wouldn't even be fake hair. It would be my hair. It would be my hair. So that's not even fake. I would do that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Like, I've always been short. Wouldn't care to try to get any taller. There's actually a surgery for that now. Excuse me. There's actually a surgery for that now, which is crazy. Yeah. Fake abs is crazy, man. And I really don't even understand how it's like a defense for it. Like, I don't even understand how you could even defend a man getting a fake six-pack. I truly don't get it. But he probably looking at it like, hey, a lot of the women that I deal with get stuff done and they look great. I could get this done and I'll look great. And then I'm like, did he post a picture because he didn't think people would know? Or he just didn't care? That's probably what it was. He's Drake. He probably just didn't care. I'm tripping. Yeah, he just didn't care. I don't got too much on my list here. Let me see what else I got. Real quick, I don't like to talk too much sports on the podcast, but I was talking about working out, I guess. Did y'all know, speaking of working out, the NBA draft just passed. Cooper Flag went number 1. There was a lot of drama about Ace Bailey. I believe he went number 3 to the Utah Jazz. Shout out to all the young boys that just got drafted. To the NBA. We got one out of San Diego. from Game Point. I'm blanking on his last name right now, but Kobe from Game Point. He just got drafted. He's in the NBA. That's a big deal. Norman Powell from right here in San Diego, had been playing for the Clippers for the last few years. He just got traded to the Miami Heat in the last year of his contract. So it's a pretty dope opportunity for him. It's a pretty dope opportunity for him. I mean, not that he needed me to tell him, but I texted him and told him that. I think it's a dope opportunity. It being the last year of his contract and him coming off, I was about to say arguably, but I think it's a fact, the best year of his career. So you've already proved how good you've gotten, and he's only gotten better his entire career. So one would only assume that he's going to get better next year playing for the Miami Heat, and he's going to have an increased role as well. So I think it's dope that he got to have the best year of his career for the Clippers in LA, right here he's from San Diego, right here in his backyard, to then go to the Miami Heat and then be a free agent in the summer to re-up and get a better and bigger contract because he's still continuing to play well, and then also have an opportunity to choose where he goes. Like I think it's a dope opportunity. And I also believe that Norman Powell, after this next season with the Miami Heat, he's going to have his choice. Because I believe that with the Miami Heat, he's going to surpass what he did this season, and next year will be the best statistical season of his career. It's hard to say the best year of his career because he's a champion. So he would probably argue that was his best year. Well, no, individually, yeah, last year was his best year. But anyway, y'all know I be word soup up here. Yeah, I believe next year is going to be the best year of Norman Powell's career, and he'll be a free agent, get another dope contract, and be playing for a contender again. I fully and truly believe that. I actually believe that Norman Powell is going to be a champion. I believe maybe even 3-time, but that's, it's hard to win a championship. But I do believe that Norman Powell will win another championship before his NBA career is done, because he's worked himself into a really dope position where he hasn't slowed down at all. He's still moving fast. He's still dunking. His shot has gotten better. His ball handling has gotten better. Everything, his entire game has gotten better. And I'm saying why I believe he'll win a championship is because he can still move out there with these young guys that are coming in, and he's better than darn near all of them because he's been playing longer and he has the IQ, and he's a vet with championship experience. And so I think all the things I just said, I think a championship contender will want him for all of those reasons. I fully believe that, and I believe that Norman Powell will absolutely be a major contributor on a championship team at least one more time before his career is over. I fully, wholeheartedly believe that. Not just because he's from Dago, not just because I know him and we have a relationship. This is just hoop talk. I believe that Norman Powell will help a team win a championship. I do. But the reason why I brought up basketball, I did not know that Cooper Flagg has a twin brother. Did not know that. Everywhere that Cooper Flagg has played, well, up until Duke, his brother played with him. High school, when he went to prep school. Actually, Cooper reclassed, so they didn't graduate together. Before he reclassed, and then he went to the prep school. And then, of course, he went to Duke and became the number 1 overall pick. And his brother, I believe, is either just went or just finished up his brother's about to go to Maine University. And he's a big-time recruit for them. Like, they're really excited to have him. They love him. But could you imagine that? He's a basketball star in his own right. To go D1 and be highly recruited, you're a basketball star in your own right. But could you imagine you're a star, but your brother is the biggest star in high school and college basketball while you're playing high school and college basketball? That, man, I'm sure he's proud of his brother. Of course, if you got a close bond with your family, you're going to be happy for them. I know sibling rivalries do exist. I got sibling rivalries with both my brothers to this day. But, when they do something dope, I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? Yeah, and even to that point, my older brother and I played high school basketball together our sophomore year. He was always better than me. So we played together our sophomore and our senior year. And both years, I was his backup. He started at point guard, and I was the backup point guard. And I was mad. Not really mad. I was eager to get on the court. I was never mad. If there was anger, it was never towards my brother. I knew how good my brothers was always a really good basketball player. So I always knew that my brother was definitely better than me. So I wasn't like, oh, I should be starting over my brother. I just felt like maybe I should play more. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I did have thoughts of like, man, if things worked out differently, I wouldn't even have to be dealing with this. But it is what it is. I was never mad at my brother. I never was like hoping that my brother turned the ball over or didn't have a good game or missed his shot or like, nah, like you're always going to be happy for your brother. So I'm sure I should pull up his name. I shouldn't just keep saying Cooper Flagg's brother. Ace Flagg. Yeah, I'm sure he's, he committed to Maine. 6'8". Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure he's happy for his brother. But, you know, you just be looking at it like, man, like, I would like some of that shine. Like, not that you don't want your brother to have it. You just like, I would like some of that too. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I did not know that Cooper Flagg had a twin brother. And I guess how would we know? You know what? I bet Ace Flagg probably feels a little bit like Reggie Miller in his house. And for those who don't know, Reggie Miller was one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. He played his whole entire career for the Indiana Pacers. Growing up, they're from Riverside. Growing up, his older sister, Cheryl Miller, was the most dominant athlete of her time. Put it like this. Had there been a WNBA when Cheryl Miller came out of college and she got to play in the WNBA, there would be no question about who the GOAT of women's basketball is. I don't think there even should be a question, even though the fact that she didn't get to play in the WNBA. I'm sure she played overseas because, you know, all the women in the WNBA play overseas because they make way more money over there. So, but I'm only saying that to say, like, if she did it all overseas and didn't get to do it over here, like on TV for people to see, you know, people may not know. They may, you know, or people may like, well, she did that in college. She didn't do it on this level, which I think is unfair. If she played pro, she played pro. But yeah, if Cheryl Miller had an opportunity to play in the WNBA, there would be no question about who the GOAT of women's basketball is. And so anyway, so I'm talking about, you know, Reggie Miller and the whole Cooper Flagg thing. Reggie Miller once had a game in high school where he scored like 50, 60 points, something crazy. He was always a good player. I think he averaged around like 18 to 20 points. He was always a good player. Had a game where he went crazy. Went off for 55, 60 points, something crazy like that. He get in the car ready to brag to his sister and his dad. Tell me why that same night, his sister, the GOAT of women's basketball, Cheryl Miller, had 105 points in a high school basketball game. So he coming off the grade. He just walked off the court. He still got sweat on him. Trying to tell his sister, like, yeah, guess what I just did? And she's like, oh yeah, I had a hundo. Like, you just can't never win. And I would assume that's how Ace Bailey feels. He is going to have his opportunity, you know, because his brother's in the NBA now. So he's going to have his opportunity to play college basketball and, you know, make his own name without his brother being there and be like, oh, well, you did this, but your brother's over there doing that. And I guess there still will be the people like, oh, yeah, you good, but last year your brother. I guess there will still be that. But, you know, I think if it were me, other than wanting the opportunity to either play with or against my brother, like pushing that to the side, if my brother is that much better and greater than me, I would be excited about the opportunity to play without being in his shadow or like worrying about the comparisons of that. I would be. But if I didn't have that opportunity, then I'd embrace that as well. So, and he a hooper. Like he didn't go D1 just because of who his brother is. He went D1 as a highly recruited D1 because of who he is on the court. So you can't take nothing from Ace Flagg, man. I seen it on Instagram and it had me tripping. I used to want twins back in the day. Before I ever had kids, I wanted twins. I wanted twins bad, actually, but clearly I didn't have them. I think if I had twins, yeah, I'm pretty sure if I had twins, I wouldn't have had. I mean, I only have 2 children now, but I think if I had twins, I'd have been good right there. I don't think I would have tried for more. Knowing how I feel now about, you know, chasing after 2 small children, and then them being like the same age, because like my older son, you know, they're 4 years apart. So he got a little older and it was like, okay, he coming into his own. And it's like, while I'm chasing the baby around, like I'm still chasing him, but it's different. Like having to chase 2 babies or 2 kids the same age is different. It's different. Yeah. So yeah, that dream is closed. I'm not even having no more kids. So ain't no more thinking about that. Let's see. Only thing, no, I had a few things left. I guess the only thing I still want to talk about A popular barber in Houston is offering $150 membership for unlimited haircuts a month. The question asks, is this a good deal or not? It says, D the Barber is his name, out in Houston. Now introducing the Forever Faded subscription. Includes unlimited haircuts and edge-ups for the month anytime you want to come in. $150 per month. That could be worth over $300. Content creators who need to stay fly, I got you. Business professionals, I got you. Scammers and hustlers, come get your money's worth. It's a good little ad. Actually, we talked about this in Arizona as well. For me, I've gotten cheap. I mean, I don't have hair, so I'd only be going to get my beard lined up. And so $150 to just walk in and get my beard lined up whenever I want is a little steep for me. I think just because I'm a cheapskate, I line up my beard myself, which, I mean, I'm not a professional. There'd be sometimes I'll be like, man, I need to go to the shop and get this done. But yeah, I even going to the shop, like my lineup saying, usually my beard lineup saying, even if I get a trim, pause, it's usually no more than like $40, 55, 60 with the tip, pause. So, 60 times 4 don't get you to 350. So yeah, I wouldn't do it. I was thinking about though, like, if I never taught myself to line up my beard, if I never tried it myself, and like I spoke before, I am pretty forward facing. I'm on camera once a week. I'm downtown at least once every other weekend working. So I'm out all the time. And, like I said, we all like to look nice. And so I think if I didn't know how to line up my beard by myself, I think that would be a good deal for me. Just because, like I said, I'm lining my beard up at least once a week. So, yeah, but I don't know. 150 is steep, bro. I think if I had hair, and the beard and needed, all of that, then maybe. But 150 sounds steep to me, bro. Like, I don't know. Like a subscription, a subscription membership for the haircut. Like, I'm just walk in when I need the cut. But also, he's probably a pretty popular barber. So maybe what he's charging, to get 4 cuts would equal more than 150. I don't know. But I haven't spent much time in barbershops in years on account of me being bald. So yeah, I really wouldn't know. I think that was it. I'm doing well. I'm doing well on my goals. Actually, you know what? Shout out to my guy, EA. We talk all the time, but he called me today while we was talking. He's like, bro, pull out your notes on your phone. Open your notes. I'm like, for what? Like, bro, open your notes, man. We got to write our goals down. Like, you know what? I appreciate you, bro. I do write my goals down, but I hadn't had any written down for this month. And yeah, we right there on the phone today. My guy, EA, was on the phone for like 2 hours, and he made me wrote my goals down, which was, I very much appreciate our friendship, and I appreciate him doing that. That was really dope. It was really cool. But anyway, I'm saying that to say, the goals that I've set, like, for the year, as far as, like, like my personal, not anything professional. My professional goals I'm doing okay with as well. But, like, my personal goals as far as, like, my personal growth and, like, my mental health and, like, my diet and my fitness and my walk with God, I'm doing pretty good with everything, man. Definitely not perfect. But I'm doing pretty good with everything, man. Doing pretty good. Speaking of that, when I put out the clip of me getting baptized, I had so much positive feedback and people just sending me, just positive energy, man. That was really, really dope. I was really happy and proud of, the community that I've built. I don't know if, like, anyone could have anything bad to say about somebody getting baptized. I guess if they're an atheist, but even if you're an atheist, like, I guess you could just mind your business. You don't have to say anything. But anyway, I'm saying that to say, like, no, there was not, like, any, like, no negativity, like, no hate, nobody, like, you know what I mean? Only thing people were saying was, like, dang, bro, you about to be 37 and you just now getting baptized. That was the only thing. But even the people that said that was like, I'm really proud of you, bro. That's really dope. Even some of my friends I know that's heathens. They not finna go to church no time soon. They finna, I shouldn't say that because I'm not judging. I'm just saying my friends that I know don't have any plans to make any make any of the changes that I've made. And I'm not saying that they should. Whatever you want to do, live your life. If you're happy, if you like it, I love it. As long as you're not harming yourself and harming nobody else, live your life. So, I'm not judging or not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, even the people that aren't going to be going to church anytime soon or aren't going to try to make any of, like, the changes that I've made, even those people were reaching out and telling me how dope it is and how proud of me they are and just, just giving me good energy. So that was really, really dope. I was really happy about that. Looking forward to being in church on Sunday. So yeah, man, I'm good, man. I can't complain. Just wrapping up episode 92 here. Still gearing up for episode 100. I actually got a meeting tomorrow to go check out a venue about potentially doing the 100th episode and doing the party there. So things are looking good, man. Things are looking good. Things are looking great. I already start, investing in a few things that I want to implement on the podcast. But I'm thinking after episode 100, I want to treat episode 101 like it's a new season. I don't know if I'm going to do that, like episode or season 2 of, I'm going to just keep the episodes going. But I'm going to treat episode 100 and moving forward from there like it's a new season of the show. So it's going to, the show after episode 100, the show is going to look a little different. It's going to operate a little different. It's still going to be the show that y'all, that you know and love, but it's going to operate a little different. It's going to look a little better. And just, I'm just planning and gearing up to push everything forward. So, yeah, man. And all the basketball lovers here in San Diego, the Switch Pro-Am is going on every Thursday and Sunday for the next, I want to say, 5 or 6 weeks. So if you want to see some really, really, really good high-level basketball, make it out to Lincoln High School on Thursday evenings from 4:30 to about like 8, and then Saturday afternoons from about 12 till about 4 or 5. So yeah, man, get out there. Thursday nights they play 3 games. Sunday. Not if I said Saturday, I meant Sunday. Thursday nights at 4:30 and Sunday afternoons at 12. They play 3 games on Thursday and 4 games on Sunday. So yeah, man, get out there and check it out, man. Get out there and check out the Switch Pro-Am. Once again, I appreciate all the supporters, everybody that holds me down, that watches the show, that sends me pictures and videos. You watch it on the TV. I actually had a girl that I know tell me that she was watching the show with her mom. And she said her mom was like, my mom was saying that you handsome and that you're educated and that you're well-spoken. I was like, hey now, hey mama. Hey mama. Let me quit playing. But yeah, I appreciate all the love, man, and all the support. And all of you are welcome at the 100th episode. Everybody's welcome at the 100th episode, which is going to make things difficult for the venue. But I want everybody there. So on that note, man, I'm Michael Flix. It's been another episode of the Ain't Got It Yet podcast, episode 92. I'm out.